Hi, Con.
Hi, Erica. You still seem worlds away to me.
You sound like you're worlds away under an ocean of distance.
Well, at least through technology, we look like we're side by side. Congratulations on the release of your movie.
Well, thanks so much. Congratulations on your incredibly successful show.
Oh, wow.
I've heard
I
about
wasn't
you.
expecting that right out of the bat. See, you are super. I didn't know girls in California were so sweet.
Yeah, we can't help it. It's all the sunshine.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Well, congratulations. I thought maybe by the time this film was over, you'd let your hair grow out, but it's still as cute as ever.
It's not, but yeah, that actually, the drawings for the character had long hair. It's me that has the short hair. I favor boy hair. It's my thing.
Erica, what's it like having a day like this where not only did you see yourself on the silver screen, but now a DVD that so many more people will be able to see?
It's a really cool thing for me in particular because I grew up in Colorado without a ton of money, without a tremendous amount of resources. So the ability to be able to go to Las Vegas and to see a Cirque show, let alone 7 Cirque shows, would have been a stretch for my family to afford. But when I did see Cirque du Soleil, it completely changed my life. It kind of set this path and this dream that was suddenly realistic. The thing that I wanted to do actually existed in the world. And I'm really excited about the fact that it's now so accessible that maybe some other little girl somewhere will have a similar experience, or, you know, or somebody just gets to watch it escape for an hour into a world of colors and cartwheels.
Well, now you get to add to your resume a term I guess only Cirque could create is actor bat.
That's my term. That's my odd little niche. But I don't think I'm allowed to write that on my taxes. I'm not sure it's like a recognized title.
It might alarm someone. But let's go back to this movie, and here's the question I pose to you. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Do I believe in love at first sight? I believe in attraction at first sight. I do. But I think that love takes time to grow, and I think there's kind of a beauty to the journey of getting there. And Worlds Away has a bit of that, where these two characters, they meet and they have that connection, that attraction, and that spark that draws them to each other. And then they both get lost and they get pulled in these different directions. And then they kind of, as sort of a metaphor for love as it is, they have to go through some trials to get back to each other. And they have to go on a journey to actually find that spark and that like true romantic moment. Like the kiss, the love, the dream.
Well, I have to tell you, you certainly bring a spark to the silver screen. I got to see it in the theaters, absolutely treasured it. Now let me ask you this. As you journeyed, I heard you interviewed where you said that you felt like a tourist that gets to go behind the scenes of Cirque du Soleil.
Absolutely. That was probably the coolest thing about filming that. When you're working with Cirque du Soleil, you're working with kind of your individual cast, and each of those casts has its own sort of culture. And that's defined partially by, like, a show like Caw that I worked in for 6 years has a great deal of martial arts and has this really extraordinary concentration of talent that comes from China and from Russia and that kind of a thing. And that kind of feeds into it.
And Colorado, too, you know?
And Colorado and Mongolia and France and Canada and et cetera, et cetera. And then you'll go to another show like Love that's a lot more dance heavy and has people, you know, more extreme sports kind of guys, and it has a different flavor and a different sense of humor and a different way of working. So it's like Cirque du Soleil has this overarching culture that's really artistic and really enriching. And it's kind of like a country, Cirque du Soleil, and then each of the shows are a little bit like individual states that have their own flavor, they have their own style, they have their own way of breathing and evolving. And I got to go hang out and be in dressing rooms and be on stage and be in the numbers with all these different people.
And give us a sense, how has it transformed you as a little girl from Colorado who's now found herself on a silver screen, worked with Cirque du Soleil? How has it transformed your life?
In a lot of ways, in so many ways it hasn't. In a lot of ways it's kind of funny that you think it's going to be this huge thing that's going to sweep through and change the landscape of your universe. But at the end of the day, you still love the same things that you love. Your friends are still exactly your friends. Like, you still are passionate about the same kind of artistic things. It's just you get to play dress up a lot more often. And I get to talk to people like you, which, you know, normally I wouldn't get to sit in front of a camera and be like, what's going on? How's the weather where you are?
Well, let me ask you this question. One of the things that I read about you all the time is your civic responsibility, and tell everyone at home what's coming up in the fall.
Circus Couture is, next to performing, my greatest passion. That Circus Couture is a charity that I run that uses circus, fashion, and art to raise money for pediatric cancer care and research. We specifically fund the only clinic in the state of Nevada that treats kids whether or not they have insurance. And we do that by throwing a big, ridiculously artistic, over-the-top performance in Las Vegas, Nevada. This year, I think it's going to be October 27th. And it's an amazing thing. It's an incredible thing to see all these people from all these different walks of life, fashion designers and acrobats, makeup artists, fine artists, et cetera, all come together for this cause and make basically the most ridiculous, over-the-top spectacle that you could ever imagine, strictly out of the good of their hearts. And it's a really cool thing. So many of the people actually in Cirque du Soleil Worlds Away also volunteer with that organization. And
what is it about the pediatric kids that pulls out your heartstrings?
Cancer is something that's been really a theme in my life. My mother is a survivor. I've lost more people, frankly, than I can count on my fingers to cancer. But at one point, we had a friend in the Cirque du Soleil family who lost their son, who was 9 years old, to leukemia. And there was no rationalizing that for me. That for the rest of us, like, I got to pursue my dreams, or when we would lose somebody we cared about who was an adult, it would be a feeling that at least they had found love, or they got to do this, or they got to do that. But with this little boy, it just felt wrong, like a punch to the gut, and like it was something that would never really be okay. And so instead of feeling helpless, and instead of this feeling that I'm just an acrobat, what can I do? We tried to change our mindset to, we are acrobats, this is what we can do. We can do cartwheels for a cure. Like, I might not be a doctor or a scientist, but I have a bunch of really crazy, bonkers friends who are incredibly passionate and really open to giving back.
Well, you certainly give back, and that phrase that I read about you, a true angel, it's clear to see why that is true. As we wrap up, given your tremendous success, and congratulations on the movie release, what advice would you give to anyone pursuing their dreams, given what you've been able to achieve?
For me, if I were going to give any advice, it would be that you don't necessarily know what your path is going to be. When it comes down to it, having a concrete goal. I want to be a movie star. Never would have worked for me, because I never, ever would have taken the path that kind of put me in that position. But doing your best at the things that you love, fully passionately, and working with your whole heart, morally, not stepping on people on your way to get where you're going. You might not end up exactly where you thought you were going to get to, but there's a very, very good chance that you'll end up somewhere beautiful. And I'm really excited that I ended up somewhere that that I got to now take this thing that I love and share it with the whole world. Like, we get to put it on DVD and bring it into people's homes.
Well, the world is not that far away now. Everyone can own it. Thank you for your passion. And most importantly, I hope I get to see you in October. I'd love to be at your event. Congratulations.
Yay! Come to Las Vegas. Thank you.
Yes, baby. Thanks. Look who's here, but Rachel D'Alto, the flirt expert. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Things are hot, sizzling hot. We have the hottest question either of us has ever answered on our website at conjackson.com. It's about relationships, and it's something you need to know.
Absolutely. So click. Go check it out.